I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body in Harvard above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found.
I'm fucking exhausted. Why am I even doing this? You know why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because my video games don't get any views. What's up, guys? It's Gabriel here. Another episode of vlogs. Vlog number 3, to be exact. I've got to get up. I've got to get dressed. I've got to go pray. I've got to go make breakfast. I've got to do a lot of things. Something I do know is that you guys did say you wanted less montages and shorter montages. So, let's exercise my right to have more montages and longer montages. The time, my clock is obviously wrong, but it says 9:06 or 9:05. Sorry about that. The current time is, I don't fucking know. There you go. Ah, let's take a good look at this hunk of junk. Now, usually I would brush my hair, but I mean, when you wake up perfect like me, why would you? You know, last vlog, I was very ambitious with what I wanted to do, which is why I fell short. I have to remember that I don't know how to do too much of the video editing stuff and things. I just learned how to do masking, which is why if you watched that one Alien Isolation video with the troll face in the thumbnail, you saw me throw a noisemaker with a troll that was with a troll face stuck on it, and then whoop, troll face would move with the noisemaker because I had that noisemaker tracked, and then I had that other time when I did some other things. Anyway, I also want to ask some advice about that intro and outro. I feel like I chose my intro pretty darn well, but I think I chose my outro pretty poorly. If you guys have any suggestions on outro music, put your comment below, I guess. It has to be music that runs a no copyright thing, so that I can use it without getting my content copywritten. Because copyright infringements, you get like 3, then 3 strikes you're out. It's complicated. Anyway, I'm going to do our normal flick thing, so no, that's not good enough. I get my hand out of my pants, and oh. I'm never gonna get used to that. Absolutely never. Okay, so let me pull this. Let me head over here. No, I don't want to pull that drawer. That drawer can stay closed. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to capture any of this. You know what, I'm just going to hold. Okay, so first things first, I need my this. Second thing second, to unplug this temporarily so that I could check how much battery power this has in it left. Can't tell me. I'm just gonna set you guys over here. And I'm going to narrate because you guys can't see anything. Basically, I'm going to plug in my power bank, which is at 78% battery power. So that it's at 100% battery power. Because I have a feeling I'm going to need it to charge my phone while we're out. Oh, I forgot my... That goes in the pocket. I'll come back for the rest of my stuff later. I'm going to head downstairs with my hobbit feet. When you go on a dating app to get a girlfriend, and then you meet a girl, but she doesn't want to meet for a month. So easy where to sift through you guys.
Hey, do you want to go with us?
Where? Who's taking you? Samuel isn't awake.
He used to go after. He's going to wake up at 3 and then go at 3.
Weirdo. We're going to Nana's house. Don't you remember?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I want to go to the pool.
Yes.
I want to go to the pool.
Yes.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yes.
Stop! I wanna go to the pool.
Yes.
You're annoying, okay? Just please leave me.
You're on Candid Cam now.
Samuel's not going.
Yeah, he is. Wait a second. No, he's got a game today.
Supposed to play a game today.
Yeah. Never mind. Okay. Okay. So as you probably heard me say, the itinerary for today is we're headed back to my Nana's house. The Nano Man is among you.
Attention employees of the warehouse. The Nano Man is amongst you. Just look around. He's there. Do good work. And we'll be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and not be as ambitious when it comes to editing. But I do know how to do clipping. The Nano Man is among you.
Attention employees of the warehouse. The Nano Man is amongst you. Just look around. He's there. Do good work. And we'll be good.
Find him. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna put on my sandals because you can't pray and you can't pray barefoot. Which that's actually the weird thing. In Judaism, most people have been told when they're looking in the face of God to remove their shoes. But we as Jews, we're told to put on shoes when we pray. It's like, what? The line was cast off your sandals from upon your feet, not put them on tighter. Not belt them on tighter. Okay, let's see. If I put you there, how much of me can you get? Probably not as much as if I put you over here. This like this push. Okay, this is not pushing. Well, there, that's pushed better. No, that's relatively not what I want to do. That is recording pretty well. I'm going to slight deviations that I can have like this. Okay, with all luck, I will be able to pray. After that, it's breakfast time. And then breakfast time, and then we should meet up again around the time that my mother wakes up, because if I have plans, I'm probably going to do a workout before we go, so that I can keep up with my daily workout, because I can't let myself fall behind. No, I was trying to build my schedule so that Saturday could be a cheat day, so I could go out on a date, but the girl is a bag of mysteries. I have no fucking clue how to open that bag of mysteries up. This week is going to be the week of vlogs. What I mean by that is that today and Wednesday, I'm probably going to record a vlog. So Wednesday's vlog you probably won't see until Monday, like normal. Because I can't promise you double vlogs weekly. Vlogs take a lot more energy to film than regular videos. You have to get up, you have to do something. You can't just sit down, record Alien Isolation, A Day in Mod, Star Wars Empire War, Star Wars The Old Republic, and then edit that. Okay, so I don't know what I'll be talking about, but I recorded a video, and if I remember correctly, it went up before I went to sleep. So that's today's video. It's a look back at the A Day in Mod, where we get to play Angmar. Now, I'm going to be honest, with Angmar, I had no clue what I was doing. I tried fighting as Angmar on the medium AI, and let's just say Rohan rushed me. The Horse Lords didn't want the forces of the Witch King in their territory, so they kind of rushed me a bunch. Which wasn't fun, I'm going to be honest, but overall, could have been better. I think we got to see Witch King Ring Hero. He's not much different because, or he's not different at all. If I remember correctly, because if I remember correctly, they changed the way certain heroes worked. For example, Karsh used to be a temporary hero that you had to get Ring Hero Witch King for, and Ring Hero Witch King would have this power called Gift of the Witch King, which would basically did different things for different heroes. And basically, if you gave it to Karsh, he would become a permanent hero. If you gave it to Goglin, he could become a werewolf permanently instead of temporary. Or he could become a werewolf for a short amount of time, but like a full werewolf, not like a wolf. There were some pretty powerful things that you could do with Bring Hero Witch King, but I think they reverted it back to original Witch King. That being said, I didn't end up getting Witch King to level 10. I did get all the heroes. There are a lot more heroes than I ever thought there would be. Of course, there are like an immense amount of heroes. Like, I'm saying immense, but I mean like absolutely immense amount of heroes. Angmar, as far as I know, is literally all about fear. For example, one of the power paths that you can go down, the first power is the Dark Obelisk. It's just spawning in an obelisk that will cause fear in anyone who's around it. Now, the fear just debuffs people. And I was also thinking of doing this because instead of the spawning in the battle towers by the castle, putting in the cages, because the wall cages cause fear in the people who fight nearby, plus a debuff of, I think, speed and armor. That'd probably be how you go about with the thing. But what I do know is that Angmar has a pretty good economy, and you get the economy up and running. Like the smelteries are really, really good for getting upgrades and stuff like that, because they make upgrades so much cheaper. But then again, if you go wolves, you go dire wolves, yeah, you can get your mills, and your mills are pretty good. But overall, I'd say the number one most useless unit in all of Angmar's arsenal, are the sorcerers. The only reason why I would get the Sorcerer's Palace is to get Gulzar, the sorcerer hero. But other than that, there's not really no other reason to get the Sorcerer's Palaces. The sorcerers are very position based. For example, they have this one ability that costs like 2 credits, which is basically they leech the life of enemy units and give it back to the nearby allied units. But of course, they need to be near allied units, and they have kissed my ass when it comes to health. So you obviously don't want them in the front line. Of course, Gulzar has lightning fingers. He's like Palpatine. He goes, but his lightning does no damage. So you have to make sure that when he does do damage, it's because he's doing poison damage or whatever. It's like really, really weird. Also, something to note is that I did try out Angmar Siege. Basically, you build what's called their siege troll, and the siege trolls come out as 2, and you get the ability to choose whether they build a battering ram, a catapult, or a battle tower. Now, I only got to see the battering ram and the slingshot. I used the slingshot to drive over some infantry early on. I used the battering ram to end the game because the battering ram is actually fucking OP. Okay, like most battering rams, you can deal a decent amount of damage to it and then it dies. But I mean, the Angmar battering ram might as well be wearing mithril fucking mail because it is OP as fuck. Okay, like Lothlorien, because we ended up fighting against the Lothlorien. They were putting in arrows after arrows after arrows after arrows. Lothlorien, all they're good for is archers. Okay? Quote me on that. Literally, all Lothlorien is good for is the Galathrop archers, and that's about it. Okay? And they were putting arrows into my thing. But my thing was just bossing and flossing. It might as well have been the wolf's fucking head at this point. Because it was just god OP. Anyway. I am going to begin making my coffee in my Armco mug. Hashtag not sponsored by the Armco company. Hit me up. And it's breakfast time. Anyway, when it comes to factions, we have a couple factions left. We have dwarves, we have Isengard, we got Mordor, and we have Imladris. We have not played Imladris. We have played Lothlorien, we have played Gondor, we played Rohan, and now we played Angmar. I've got Stone Eye to build for Angmar. Crap. I've got to go looking for that quick. Oh, I've got Stone Eye to use for Angmar. Yeah, the Angmar buildings really look horrible in the base game. I guess EA really just wanted to cobble together some sort of second age piece, or some sort of early third age piece, and it really shows, because the buildings look like they were skimmed by a 2-year-old. And the mills, yeah, they look like a mill, but it's just ugly. All the buildings are kind of ugly. Even the Hall of the King's Men, even when it levels up, it just looks ugly. Anyway, I was telling this to a friend over Discord that I figured out a very viable strategy when it comes to Dol Guldur. And this viable strategy is a different point of view strategy. So basically, it depends what you're planning on doing in the game. If you're planning on rushing the enemy's resources, then you rush the undead zombo skeletons things, that stuff. If you decide not to rush enemies' resources, maybe you're playing a 4v4, you don't want to leave your base undefended, you rush Ravagers. Because if you can level them up passively, you don't need to actually put them in battle in order to level them up to level 2, but when you level them up to level 2, they get this ability that allows them to deal damage and regain health in exchange. So they basically get to regen every single hit of health they do while they're using this ability. And that's what makes them OP. Because you can just spam out Ravagers. They're like the Black Uruks of Mordor, except there's no hero that buffs them. Because in Mordor, the most viable strategy there is, instead of just pumping out your orc archers, because against dwarves, your light orcs aren't going to stand much of a chance. But because they count the spam units, and the dwarves can just spam out their Doombringers, who are anti-spam. But when it comes to Mordor, there is the fact that they can do Black Uruks. And on top of that, Mordor gets a hero called Shagrat, who buffs, at a certain level he'll buff Black Uruk Marauders, but at a base level he buffs towers. I think he gives them extra vision and damage. Doesn't give them much armor, but he makes towers able to do absolute work. So that's the most viable strategy for Mordor. You just need to know how to push, when to push, why to push. There was this game that I played. I was going to cast it, actually. I was going to save the replay and cast it But what happened was one of my teammates just completely kerflunked. His internet crashed, and he died. With him went the southern flank. And it's been collectively agreed upon by everyone who played the match that had he not been disconnected by the game, we would have won, because we were able to push them into the mid-center, and we were pushing them. It was a slow push, granted, it was a slow push. So still, it was a push for the ages. Ravages were out left, right, and center on my end. Dwarves were pumping out dwarves and dwarven warriors, and it was actually getting into the Dale men, which is good. Dale men, or the men of Dale, are pretty good. I'd also gotten my Fount of Corruption, which personally, Founts of Corruption are not too great, but you can make them better by. You can make them great again by putting an Entwife in them. And that'll basically increase how much resources you get per tick. Don't know why my eggs aren't cooking as fast as I normally do. I just leave it and come back later, I guess. In the meantime, what I can do is I can cook my I'm tired. Put my milk into my coffee, and then I can put this on here. So today, I'm heading back to Laval. I prefer to do this on a solid surface, so yeah. I honestly, I'm like running out of content for what to put as commentary in vlogs. I'm tempted to just put the history of, and that'll be the commentary. Let's start with the history of America. All of what I'm about to say you can find on another YouTuber's video, because of course everyone is stealing content from each other nowadays. America was founded in 1480, I don't know, on the premises of fuck you. Fuck you, fuck the world, let's see how badly we can screw up the world in the next generation. Literally. And you can observe that if you look at Americans nowadays. They're literally all about just how badly can we screw up the world in America, even worse than it already is screwed up. Huh? Anyway, so the British colonists arrived on the shores of New Jersey, and they were greeted by these swole Native Americans. And I say swole because, of course, Native Americans are awesome, and they were probably very, very swole. Large chests, large pectoral muscles, and just Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson level muscles anyway. And they were greeted by the swole Native Americans, and of course the British went, and the nice feathers, and swole Native Americans probably went, "So nerds, nice belts on your hats." The British, of course, at this point didn't like the Native Americans, because nice belts on your hats isn't quite a nice term to say to someone who's dressed in proper English clothing. And so they went, "Oh, well, I don't like you anymore, of course," because all of a sudden we're kind of assholes. And all of a sudden they realized that they were starving. They're kind of like Wile E. Coyote when he runs off the side of the cliff and has no more room to run. And just noticed that gravity is a thing. And he starts falling. They noticed that their stomachs were empty, and they were very, very hungry and dying of malnutrition, because they were living on a boat for months and months and months, because they didn't have steam engines around the world. And they went, ooh, my stomach's hurt, oh. I swore they were dude, you're simple, you're dying. Just take this fish, this corn crop, and the food, and you'll live. I mean, literally, like, the Native Americans taught the European explorers how to cook pine needles so that you could get the vitamin C in them. I mean, who the fuck thinks of that? boiling pine needles for vitamin C. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. Anyway, so British colonists decided they wanted to get rid of the swole Native Americans. Don't know why. I would have enjoyed their company probably. But like I said, the British colonists were suddenly becoming assholes, and they said, oh great, can we have all this stuff, like all the stuff that's yours? Can we just make it ours? And the swole Native Americans said the logical thing, but I don't think that's a fair deal, there, mate. And so as the swole Native Americans started to walk off, the British people turned around and said, "Oh, we really need this land. We really need this stuff." Okay, I know. And they turned around and said, we can walk away. We can work things out. We can make deals. We can do good things. We can work together. And he said, we may have something that you want. We may have something that we want. And at this point, you would think the fur trade would begin, because furs were great in Europe, and they'd trade that for metal, but nope, not yet. Small Native Americans took a look around at their inventory and decided, the only thing we need is more sweat towels for awesome workouts. And they're awesome. Workouts are awesome. Quote me on that. And so the British colonists turned around and said, oh, smallpox, Larry. You got a few spare blankets. And then I killed them all. And that's how America was founded, on the premises of fuck you. Okay? Literally born on the backs of stolen land. Okay? And to think that if the British hadn't been a little bit more intelligent, they would have lost Quebec to the 13 colonies, and Quebec would have become the 51st, technically it would have become the 14th state, the United States of America. But people born in Quebec, and probably Canada at large, because granted, Quebec would have expanded as much as possible. So Quebec would not just be like the Quebec province area, but it would also probably be Ontario and maybe a little bit into Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and even Alberta. But maybe not, who knows? That's another multiverse for another time. And now I've got to go and eat breakfast. So, I will see you guys later. You guys will probably get a photo of my breakfast. Maybe not. Who knows? It's all up to me. And I'll see you guys soon.